All right, this is Geometry 9.1. We're looking at the application section today. Just wanted to get you set up with some of the problems that might be a little bit challenging for you. First couple look pretty straightforward. You should know how to do those. 4, we've got some combinations of shapes. So if we look at this first one here, we have this box right here that we have to find the area of, and also this triangle up here. Okay, so just remember the base for this triangle on the top would be the same as the distance from HE, so this would be 12. So find the two areas, add them together. Same thing for this one, we have this rectangle right here, we need the area, base times height, and then we also have this parallelogram here. So if this is 6 on top, this is 6 here, so this is also 6 down here. Then you have to figure out the height. And so if we know that the from here to here is 14 and from here to here is 8, you should be able to figure out this height right here. Okay? I think that's enough setup for that one. All right. 5, we've got some ACT or SAT style questions here. First one's a little trickier. So we need to find the area of a triangle, but it looks like we have kind of like 3 triangles here. So let's label everything out. We have AD, so that's this distance right here, is 4. AB is 3. That's right here. And what else? CD is 9. Okay, so what do we need to find? We need to find the area of triangle ABC. Okay, so that is this triangle here, right? This kind of long, awkward looking one. Okay, so let's look at what we need for that one. Do we have enough information? I've got my base would be 3, right? AB, and then my altitude is a little tricky to see, but that would really be this distance off here. Okay, so that would be the same as the distance from AD, which is 4. Okay, so that should be enough information for that one. The next one, we have the area of the triangle is equal to 72, and we only have the height. We need the base. So if the formula is area is equal to base times height times half, we can do 72 is equal to 12 times the base, or times x times half, and then we can figure out our base. So let's go ahead and multiply these two together. 12 times a half is 6. And then we divide by 6 on both sides. And we're left with x is equal to 12. All right, so my height is 12, my base is 12. But we're not looking for the base here. We're looking for the value of x. So now we're going to have to use our knowledge of inverse trig ratios. So go ahead and label your sides in terms of this angle. This would cross from the angle is the opposite, and then next to but not the hypotenuse would be the adjacent. So there we go. Go ahead and set this up. It's going to look something like this. The tangent of x is equal to 12 over 12. You're going to have to use your inverse trig functions here to solve for that one. All right, moving on. Let's see here. We need to find the area of just the shaded region. So we have this large rectangle, right? This whole thing here, right? And if we find the area of this white triangle, or sorry, rectangle, we can just subtract that out, and then we'll be left with just the gray. So let's see, we have to find base times height. Our base, right, from here to here would be 30 minus 8, right? Taking the whole thing and then subtracting off this 8. So that would be 22 would be our base, and our height, we're going to do the same thing, looking at 15 minus 4, and there's your height. So there you go, multiply those out, and then you find your total area of the large rectangle, then subtract out the white, and then you're left with it. Pretty similar for this next one. Base time, so you can look at this whole rectangle, just do base times height, so 6 times 8. And then we have a triangle in the middle. So what's the height here? You guys should be able to figure this one out. All right. 7, don't forget about perimeter. Okay, so remember perimeter is, if you're putting up a fence, right? It's all the distance all the way around a figure. So we need to do some extra stuff for this one. So I can't find my area because I don't know my height of this triangle, and I also don't know this length here, which is needed for the perimeter. So we're going to have to do something here. We're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. So if I want to figure out what the height is, notice that I have 2 side lengths, so I can use Pythagorean theorem. I can do 13 squared is equal to 12 squared plus x squared, and solve that equation, solve for x, and then you'll be left with your height. And then once you do that, once you have that answer, let's just do this one. This one's actually a Pythagorean triple, so this one's going to be pretty easy. 13 squared is 169, 12 squared is 144, plus x squared. Subtract 144 on both sides, and you're left with 25 is equal to x squared, square root of x, square root of 25, left with 5 is equal to x. So there we go. Now we have our height, so we should be able to figure out area right now. We have the base is 12 plus 10, that's 22, so my area, right, is going to be my base, 22, times my height, times a half. All right, that should be pretty easy. But now I need to also find this length out here. But now we also have a right triangle, so I can use Pythagorean theorem again. This time I need to figure out the hypotenuse, or the C term, right? So I'm going to do 5 squared plus 10 squared is equal to x squared. Go ahead and solve for x, doing the same way. And then remember, the question is looking for perimeter, so you're going to need to add up the sides once you figure out x. All right, last one, number 8. What is the scale factor? So all we need to do is find sides that line up. So we have the height, pretty easy, 5 to 15. So that would reduce down to 1/3. So our scale factor is 1/3, or if you think about it going from the small to the big, that would be just 3, right? Remember those are kind of like, those are interchangeable. So now B and C, you need to just find the area of the small triangle and the area of the big triangle, and then this one's on you. So you need to tell if the scale factor is the same for area, and explain why that is the case or why not. Why isn't that the case? Okay. So I think I've helped you set up these enough. If you still need some help figuring these out, just Google Meet with me or come see me, have your advisor call me down to your classroom. All right. Good luck.